Tonight on The Five Show, a special tribute to Singapore's music man.
Iskandar Ismail's friends and colleagues reveal the man behind the music.
Good evening, Yasmin here.
And I'm Enlai. Welcome to a very special edition of The Five Show.
Tonight, we pay tribute to a man whose work played a large part in molding Singapore's musical scene.
Iskandar Ismail wrote and arranged the music for many major national events like the National Day Parade, Chingay, and the Youth Olympic Games in 2010.
He was a man whose talent, passion, and kindness touched all who worked with him and all who knew him.
Sadly, he passed away last November 1st after battling lung and brain cancer.
Last Saturday, his loved ones and friends held a memorial concert at the Esplanade Theatre to honor the man and his music.
The memorial is to celebrate his great work. He was always such a gracious person, always behind the scenes and not wanting to take limelight from anybody. He always does things with such a humble sense of service. And I think today it will be a wonderful time to recognize all that he's done.
Actually, we are doing this thinking that he's alive. We are doing this, that when we are playing, thinking that he's watching us, play, and he's happy, full of happiness. You guys are playing my compositions.
When he first came back from Boston, Berkeley, he came back with his long jacket, long hair. And when he came back home, he saw the piano, opened up the piano lid, and he played. And at that time, I was so like, oh my God. I told myself that I just want to be like him when I grow up.
Iskandar was dynamic, inspiring, and caring.
He was full of positive energy. He was never short of inspiration, never short of ideas, and never ever short of sharing.
He would always try and include everybody, give everyone equal opportunities, no matter how good they were, how old they were.
He works together with the younger ones. It's not that I'm your mentor, in a way that you work without any so-called allowances or what.
Everyone knows he's a brilliant musician, but above all, he was a great man. That's why we all wanted to work with him. Of course, he's a great musician. He opened our ears, and I miss Iskandar the maestro. But above all, I miss him as Iskandar the man who really opened our hearts in the way he treated us and loved us.
Before I say anything, I said, I would sincerely like to thank Iskandar for what he has given us all these years.
If there's one thing that I would want to say to him, it would be he's the greatest father that I ever had. And I really love him.
Wow, I feel like tearing now.
A fitting tribute, I have to say.
He will definitely sorely be missed.
With us in the studio are two of his friends and colleagues. Please welcome veteran singer Rahima Rahim and singer-songwriter Babes Conde.
Hello, ladies.
Hello, hello.
Let's start with Rahima. Now, I understand that you and Iskandar were childhood friends.
Yes.
How old was this?
Because actually my parents, my late parents and his parents, they are all in the music industry and film industry. So that's where we got together and we met each other. And I knew Iskandar when very young.
2 years old?
No. Like when we were like a teenager, 14, 15. Like
What sort of person was he like then?
Iskandar doesn't speak much, but he's very, he always smile, hello, and he doesn't call me Rahima.
Oh.
Yeah, he does. I never heard him call me girl. My nickname is girl, in the studio, everywhere. And he never called, he always called, Makcik. He always called me Makcik.
And did you have a nickname for him as well?
Sometimes I call him Pakcik. and every time when I'm with him, I was with him, I said, Iskandar, how's my singing? Wonderful. I wrong so wonderful. Yeah, don't worry, wonderful.
Well,
I miss him.
That is wonderful. What about you, Babes? When did you first meet Iskandar?
I met Iskandar in the 80s. And I first saw him playing at the Hilton Lounge. And I thought, He's impressive. And later on, we became friends, and I watched him play at the top 10, and he was hang loose. So if there's a word that describes Iskandar, it's hang loose.
Hang loose.
Yeah, hang
Yes.
loose.
Was that your nickname for him? Hang loose. Hey,
No,
hang loose.
everybody calls
Yeah.
him hang loose.
Lovely.
Hang loose.
What about Iskandar that impressed you?
He's a very positive person. I never saw him lose his temper. And even in the most stressful times, he's still smiling. He's just relaxed.
Hang loose.
Agree. Yeah.
Rahima, maybe you have a special memory to share about Iskandar with us.
Special memories.
I know there's so many.
Yeah. Because especially with singers, he doesn't speak much. He doesn't talk much. But he always like, "You ready? Are you ready to sing?" And I said, "I'm nervous." Stop it lah. Okay, makcik, stop it lah.
Stop
Okay,
it lah.
You can do it. Okay, makcik, wonderful. Yeah, that's
Oh, that's so
Well,
cute.
we'll talk more about Iskandar's
Okay.
many achievements in a bit. But first, here's a quick look at some milestones in Iskandar's prolific career.
This is the story of Singapore's music man. Iskandar Mirzal Ismail was born in 1956 into a musically gifted family. At the age of 8, Iskandar was sent to Zubir Syed, the composer of Singapore's national anthem, for formal piano lessons. In 1976, Iskandar's siblings won first prize in Talent Time, a popular national talent contest. The song they played was The Pink Panther. Iskandar helped with the music arrangement, making it his very first success in this area. In that same year, Iskandar set off for Berklee College of Music in Boston, United States. This was an intensive time where he practically lived and breathed music.
You got to work hard. They got about 2,000 piano majors alone. Just to get the piano practice room, I had to queue as early as 6 o'clock in the morning.
All that perseverance paid off, and in 1978, he won the John Lewis Jazz Masters Award for his excellence in jazz music. That was the first of Iskandar's many awards and accolades, both local and international. From 1988 to 2012, he left his signature Iskandar mark on various National Day parades, which is catchy, updated reworking of national and traditional songs. He has produced, composed, or arranged music for numerous Chingay parades and well-known local musicals. His list of musical achievements is endless. His style of music is seamless. Music that is essentially Iskandar, quintessentially Singaporean.
But I'm hopeful that we can work towards seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. That we do not lose faith, but keep our passions burning and our dreams alive. It is my sincere wish that we live each day bravely through the sketches of light.
Wow.
Yeah, very.
Rahima, babes, how do you feel after watching that?
Missed him.
He was just gone so soon.
Here.
I know. Let's talk about the professional life with Iskandar. How was it like working with him? Because you guys are not just friends, you worked with him in a professional level as well. Babes?
We did a lot of National Day songs, Sing Singapore, and he was very encouraging. And he was very positive. He was always supportive about, can I do this? Can I do this? And he just gave you the freedom to express yourself. And there was so much empowerment. And because he was a giving person.
And you guys worked on Singapore Idol as well. How was that like?
We did 2 seasons of Singapore Idol. And although it was like we were working till the late nights because choosing songs and everything, but he was still very encouraging. He never lost his patience. He just continued to listen to them, what song choices they had, and let's try this. Even if it was like 4 o'clock in the morning, he was still very positive.
Wow.
What about you, Rahima? What did you work on with?
Okay,
Iskandar?
normally we had shows like he was my musical director in the 80s, and he directed the show when I did the Supper Club in Hilton, and also he did. Yeah, in person. This was done in the 80s.
It was in person with.
Yeah.
Oh wow! In person with Rahima, right? That's what it was called. Look at you, and that's Iskandar right there in the corner, right? The bottom corner conducting. Oh.
Doesn't it bring back great memories?
Yes, and he's a wonderful musical director, and not. I'm speechless actually.
I think, I must be honest, I've never met Iskandar Ismail, but every single person that I have spoken to or met that has worked with him or met him have said that
All
he's
say the same thing, right?
generous.
Positive.
Yeah, he always smiled and said, don't worry. And every time I say, I'm so nervous, he says, no, you're not.
Don't worry.
Well, we'll be coming up after the break. We have a lady violinist who was actually singled out by Iskandar in a video made in 2009.
Now, she didn't even know about it until the 5 show brought it up to attention.
But first, it's over to Jill with some of the stories making tonight's news. Jill?
Hello everyone. Ahead on News 5, remember the case of graffiti spray painted on the roof of a block of Toa Payoh flats? Well, the first of the 5 youths involved is sentenced to 15 months supervised probation. And as part of our SG50 series, we look back at how school uniforms have evolved over the decades. What's changed and what hasn't? That's coming up at 9.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome back. You're watching The 5 Show, and tonight we pay tribute to 2008's recipient of the Cultural Medallion, the late Iskandar Ismail.
And helping us remember special moments in his life are Rahima Rahim and Babes Conde.
Before the break, we were talking about how generous and encouraging Iskandar was towards his colleagues. So generous that sometimes they're not even aware of his praises.
Yeah. Now, in December 2009, famous blogger Mr. Brown posted an online video of his interview with Iskandar. It was about the music he wrote for the Marina Bay New Year Countdown fireworks display.
Here's an excerpt of the video.
So, Iskandar, what can the audience expect by way of special instruments? What should they look out for? What should they listen for?
At the middle portion of the composition, there's a beautiful violin solo being played by Chien Cho. She's the head of the string section for the Yong Siew Teo Conservatory. It's really very warm and tender. Just look out for that the middle portion.
Wow. So just who is this lady violinist that Iskandar was referring to?
Well, we've got her in our studio. Please welcome head of strings of the Yong Siew Teo Conservatory of Music, Chien Cho.
Hi. Hello. Welcome to the 5 Show. So, did you know about this video?
No, I didn't know until now.
Until
Totally.
the 5 Show got in touch with
Right.
you. I mean, how did you feel when the producers got in touch with you?
Well, it's very sad to hear that he passed away, and I feel, deeply sorrow. For me, I enjoyed the experience with him because I never played pop music before. So it was the first time I went in, and there's no orchestra. There's a headphone. I hear the orchestra and I play. And I found the music has its beauty, tranquility, and very romantic. So I asked, this is fireworks, it's supposed to be very cheerful and happy.
Okay.
And he said, trust me. So I did, and I think it worked out really well from what I just heard.
Yeah, well, because you see, we're really curious.
Yeah.
What does the music that Iskandar pointed out sound like? Could you play it for us?
Yeah, I only can play the bit of the theme, yeah?
Okay.
Oh, well, a bit is better than nothing.
like what Iskandar said is so beautiful.
It's tender, but after that, the romantic stuff starts.
It's like a hug.
It is. It's really brilliant, you know, and it's an example of his brilliant work.
Yeah. Now, Tianzhou, I understand you are the chief judge for the inaugural Singapore International Violin Competition. Tell us more about this competition and what was the reason behind holding one as such?
You know, Singapore, actually, we have been talking about having an international violin competition for many years. But I always wanted to have one of the best of the best, which really has a platform for the deserving artists to have a career, not just a competition, because we have hundreds of competitions. And now I achieved it, I think, because we had 150 candidates applied for this, and we select 35 winners from all the competitions, and they're coming here to compete. And the outcome is fantastic. I hope we'll continue, become one of the traditional ones like Queen Elizabeth or Tchaikovsky.
Right. You know, one of Iskandar's passions was mentoring and nurturing young and aspiring musicians. And that's why, for 7 years running, he was the artistic director for the Child Aid charity concerts, which featured young and upcoming music talents, just like this one.
So have any of you worked with Iskandar in nurturing young talents? Babes? I mean, I was a young talent and you nurtured me, but apart from that...
We did Talent Time, we did Singapore Idol, and it was nurturing. It was helping them out, advising them, giving them some kind of direction. And they were very young, 17, 18. But Iskandar was a very good music director. Not only a music director, but also an advisor and a friend.
Rahima, maybe you can share with us, if Iskandar was here today, what do you think he would say or feel about this violin competition?
Oh, what a question.
Maybe he'll say, hang loose.
Yeah, hang loose. I mean, he loves, I like the way you play, but I think it's a good, what is it?
I think it's a good platform, right? And I'm sure
platform.
he'll be very encouraging.
Because
he likes music, the way
he would love to mentor young talents.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, you know, he also works with languages that he may not understand, you know, and that's quite interesting as well. And, you know, in honor of Iskandar's memory and his ability to skillfully blend all types of music, our guests will be combining their talents and giving us a special 5-show performance later.
Now, all that's taking place right after the break, so we'll see you in a bit. Welcome back to The 5 Show. Tonight, we're paying special tribute to Singapore's very own music man.
Iskandar Ismail was a talented composer, conductor, music arranger, director, producer, and performer.
And most of all, he was a generous colleague, kind mentor, good friend, and family man, and he will be sorely missed.
We thank our guests, Rahima Rahim, Babes Conde, and Tianzhou, for sharing their memory of Iskandar with us.
Now, tomorrow night, you've got to join us. The 5 Show talks to 16-time Grammy Award winner. Here he is, songwriter and musician extraordinaire. It's David Foster.
Yasmin, how are you? Beautiful music, everyone. What a beautiful man this man was that you're honoring tonight. I just came by to say I'll see you tomorrow night. I'm working in the other room. So, more music? Or whatever you're doing.
Absolutely.
I didn't want to I actually did interrupt, but
don't worry, we'll see you tomorrow.
Get ready for me, okay?
Okay.
All right, I'm coming for you.
See ya.
In the meantime, we leave you with a song of special significance because it was one of the last songs Rahima performed with Iskandar. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Babes, Rahima and Tianzhou performing Nat King Cole's Smile.
Smile, though your heart is aching. Smile, even though it's breaking. when there are clouds in the sky, you get by. If you smile through your fear and sorrow, smile and maybe tomorrow you see the sun come shining through for you. Light up your face with gladness, hide all your traces of sadness. Although a tear can be ever so near, that's the time you must keep on trying. Smile, what's the use of crying? You see that life, it's still worthwhile if you just that's the time you must keep on trying. Smile, what's the use of crying? You see that life is still worthwhile if you just smile.